Mic check. It's time for round 8 of the PS4 Australia-New Zealand Open Wheel Division 1 Championship, coming to you from Belgium. A very belated Belgium race, qualifying having taken place a couple of weeks prior, and then due to some technical issues, the race itself was postponed. I hope we're not about to have some more, as I see about half a dozen drivers stuck back there on the grid. I'm your host, Mike Wilson. Great to have you with us wherever you may be tuning in from. Whether it's from your lounge room, your phone, Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere, always good to have you with us, sharing this exciting league. No assists, full simulation damage, no racing line, nothing, zero, nada. It's all about the drivers. I just hope they're all ready to go. See a few cars still sat there on the grid. Hopefully that's just a bit of a display error. The cars come round onto the grid now. And we are getting ready to go racing. That front on view looking down on the grid. Here we go. The red lights begin to come on. 5 lights, and we are underway as this field streams down to La Source, led by the 2 Alfa Romeos. We've got a Haas up there in third, Nodsty holding that position. Renault of Whitey goes wide on the exit as they begin to stream their way down to Eau Rouge. Are they all going to get through safely? That's the big question. Always danger to be found through the fast uphill chicane as we watch still the shears go a bit wide, and he's got Dark Knight now on his outside as they stream down to Les Combes for the first time. So far they've all made it through safely. Mort first, the second Alfa Romeo of Blinky in second. We'll look back up to the front of the field now, already dropping into a bit of a single file. A bit closer further down here in the field, 5th place onwards, nose to tail, looking to make up some positions. And we'll here's the position change situation. Hardly anything having happened at all. The big Sheesh making up 5 places from the back of the grid, starting well down, having missed the qualifying session. And we're wasting very little time making up some spots. There's a bit of jockeying for position further down here. This Racing Point going to stick his nose up there. Almost gets chopped off by Cousin Jason's Mercedes. Pulls out of it just in time. Oh, very wide there for the Racing Point. Where's Humble Hippo? He'll be having a look as a result. Oh, and touches! Contact! And they have a bit of a chain reaction that includes Hawks. He's gone. That's his day done, the Ferrari. I think he ran right up the back of the Humble Hippo or the Dark Knight. Humble Hippo might have hit the Dark Knight, and then as a result, careened into Hawks. So there's penalties already. 10 seconds for the Humble Hippo. That's unlucky. And he's going to have to pit now as well to get that damage on his front wing sorted out ASAP. We'll go back to the front of the field now as they make their second tour of La Source and begin to stream down to Eau Rouge once more. The leader, Mort, having departed the scene now, making up a bit of space between himself and his teammate, who now has Whitey on his backside, pressuring him all the way down to Les Combes, just behind the Haas of Nodsty, struggling with that setup. He's got a Mercedes on his inside going into the chicane and loses out to Pump Mastiff. And just like that, has his teammate Bambi now lining up for a piece of the action. Oh, and there's a Mercedes going, oh, I think might have lost it on in the exit there. Cousin Jason on coming out of Malmedy, but gathered it up nonetheless and staying safe. So Big Sheesh there is the next car in 11th. He's made up now 6 places. Definitely on the move there with the number 93 Mercedes firmly in his sights as his next potential victim. We look at the Simo now. He's there in 7th and trailing those 2 Ferrari engine Haas cars in front as the field make their way now up towards Blanchimont. You see the big skid mark there left by the Ferrari of Hawks as he departed. It's unfortunate for the Ferrari driver as we tune in with the other red car now around the outside at Blanchimont. And Nodsty's really struggling with that setup at the moment. Dangerfield's having a look. They give each other plenty of quarter. And Dangerfield's going to find better traction out of there, and looks like he'll make a move going into La Source. And it does just that. Poor old Nodsty drops his 5th position now from 3rd. Let's look up ahead. Bambi leading the Simo through there in 5th place. Pump Mastiff up ahead now, trailing Whitey in the Renault, who immediately moves to defend on the way down to Les Combes. But with the DRS, he's straight past, some 250 metres out from the corner. Takes the spot. And that sees now Pump Mastiff up to 3rd from his 5th place starting position. Getting on with it well and truly. Big Sheesh, we mentioned him down there in 11th. He's gone up 2 spots now already to 9th. Past still the Shiz. Actually, it was Cousin Jason he was looking at before. I think Cousin Jason may have had a little moment. I could be wrong. Either way, finds himself well down. But not as far back as the likes of Ninja Penguin, Damo and Humble Hippo. Finding some trouble early on in the race. Still a long way to go. It's a long lap here at Belgium. Roughly a minute 40, minute 50. 22 of those laps, half race distance. Is the order of the day for the races in the Australian-New Zealand Open Wheel Division 1 Championship. And these drivers are about to complete lap 3 as our leaders take us across the start-finish line. And Mort, now having had the 2.5 second lead early, now finds his teammate Blinky within a mere half a second behind. The gap looks even less now as they stream down to Eau Rouge. He's going to have the benefit of DRS, will Blinky, and we've seen how powerful that is already. as demonstrated by the Mercedes of Pump Mastiff just behind him. I don't think he's going to get close enough to make a move here, but will get closer nonetheless. We've got a car in the pit. We've got 2 cars in the pit, so it's Buckets and Cousin Jason. So maybe there was a little incident that caused Cousin Jason to drop back through the field. As we see Mort feeling the pressure now, locking that brake through Rivage. Nothing too serious at this point in time, but he is feeling the heat from his teammate early on in the piece. It's Mort from Blinky, Pump Mastiff third, Whitey in the Sol Renault fourth, Bambi fifth, and the Simo sixth in the sole remaining Ferrari. So quite a frantic little start to the race, but wouldn't expect much less in the Belgium Grand Prix. Just take a look down at the Simo as he closes in on the back of Bambi. Up to Blanchimont, where he made that move around the outside previously. I'll tell you who's moving up behind him, unsurprisingly, the big Sheesh. 7th place now, 10 spots he's made up in the William. Now La Source once more. I think still the Shiz has got some company further back there. He does. Nodsty around the outside, but wide. Oh, they're very close on exit. Enough room given though. Still the Shiz backs out of it. He's going to try and pick his moment at the exit of Eau Rouge, where the DRS comes into play. And he begins to line up that Haas. Into the toe now. Will he get close enough before Lecombe? No. Dangerfield up ahead, taking a bit of an odd line through the first part. Nodsty the odd line through the second part. At the front of the pack, Mort still holding on to that spot from Blinky. Still the Shears just starting to drop back a little bit from Nodsty. Tune back in at the front of the field as these two continue their little game of hide and seek at the front of the pack. It's an all Alfa Romeo affair at the top. Pump Mastiff can't quite keep with them now. Whitey's retired. What's happened there? Oh, he's cooked it up. Whitey, that's out of Blanchimont. Must have had a whopper of an accident. Must have had an almighty stack. Just continue to see the cars come past him. And that'll be Whitey's day done. So as a result, we have got carnage in the pit lane. Everyone coming in now to shed those soft tyres they may have had on. Go to the tyre situation if we can. Full course yellow. And Nodsty's gone, departed as well. What happened to Nodsty? Did he just... I don't know if he was having a great time with that car setup or not. Either way, he won't be seeing out the last 16 laps. We watch Ninja Penguin come in. He's opting for the hard tyre. So it looks like pretty much a 50-50 split. Those deciding to go for either the medium or the hard tyre. Now, didn't fall greatly for Blinky, that safety car situation. He was that close to Mort, he would have had to double stack for sure. And that's cost him 2 places. But he's the first. Just making sure the Stream's not going to drop out on us there. I think we're okay at the moment. Despite that warning from Nathan. As I was saying, yeah, Blinky would have had to double stack. That's cost him 2 places in the pit stops. He was poised to try and pass his teammate. He'll be ruining the fact he couldn't get by 1 lap earlier. As the tables would have turned, he might have found it's as good as a 3-place turnaround, that one. Check. We're not getting any messages from race control, but looks like the lights are still well and truly flashing on top of that safety car, which means they'll be going around for another tour of the Spa-Francorchamps track. And the lights, you see the lights there on top of the safety car. When they go out, that indicates that the safety car will come into the pits at the end of that lap. Mort then becomes the safety car until the start-finish line. Which I'm not sure if it's a start-finish line or a different line. Someone may wish to correct me on that one. And then once they cross that line, it's a game on for young and old once more. So we're almost at 1/3 distance of the race already. Feels like that went very quick, especially if you're named Nodsty, Whitey or Hawks. They're gone, leaving us with 15 runners to see out the remainder of the race. Will we get 15 finishes? At Belgium, probably unlikely. Takes no prisoners, this traditional circuit. And with about 14, 15 laps to go, anything can happen. Keeping an eye on Blinky. As I said, the first of the runners to opt for the medium tyres. So he's going to have a bit of speed to burn. Will he have to pit again? Maybe if you're on the medium tyre, you might be hoping for another lap or 2 behind the safety car. But I would get the feeling that this may be the last lap for the safety car. Lights still on top of that Mercedes. So let's take a moment to recap the race order. Remember, if you're tuning in, this is a no assist league, no racing lines, full simulation damage. It is down to the drivers. So recapping that race order, Mort at the top, Pump Mastiff second in the Mercedes, Bambi third. Bambi, how many places did he make up? He's up 3 places from 6th. 4th is Blinky, losing out in the pit stops, having to double stack behind the leader Mort. The Simo in 5th, up 2 spots. The big mover, the Big Sheesh, up 11 spots after starting on the back row of the grid. And 7th, Dangerfield. 8th, still the Shiz, up 1 spot from the start. Going great guns, bar for that penalty, 3 seconds. Actually, Humble Hippo's got a drive-through there he needs to take. So, back to racing now. Here we go. Once more, we are underway at Belgium, and Mort leads us away. We saw Blinky there getting plenty of wheel spin out of the bus stop, but still able to gather it up and stay right on the back of Bambi. So, going to be some pretty cold, hard tyres there coming down to Eau Rouge. Who's going to give it plenty of welly through Eau Rouge? Who's going to give it the most? Got to be careful. Easy to get well out of shape. Pump Mastiff's quite happy to put the foot to the floor, and as a result, he's in the slipstream of the Alfa Romeo and suddenly gunning for the lead of the race. Will the Alfa move to block? He does. He's going to force Pump Mastiff to try and go around the outside, but he can't. Has to wait for the time being. Blinky makes up a spot on Bambi. And the Big Sheesh as well takes Simo. So, it's moving day at Augusta, with the guys wasting no time, making up places after that safety car. And jumping straight past their rivals, the Big Sheesh. What a drive this is. Back up front now, Pump Mastiff having attacked the lead. Alfa Romeo suddenly finds himself under pressure. Look at this, 3 cars line astern. You can throw a blanket over them as they make their way through Fanya. 1, 2, 3, all in the same shot. Magnificent to watch. Who's going to make the first move? Who's going to feel the pressure first? Here they come now, ripping up to Blanchimont. Jeez, this is close. Oh, this could get hairy. Oh, the Alpha has to go wide, very wide. He's going to stick it up the inside at bus stop, is he? No. Let's Pump Mastiff have it. We'll have to watch behind himself now. That gaggle of cars grows from 3 to 5 with Bambi and the Big Sheesh tuning in. Lap 9 now. This is as close as you would like it. This could be a very interesting tour through Eau Rouge. Here they come down the hill. Bambi's dropped off. Straight into the clutches of the Big Sheesh. Up through Eau Rouge. The drivers flying over the crest. Here we go. Still no DRS at this point in time. It's all down to pure slipstream as they head to Les Combes. We've got Big Sheesh goes past Bambi in the background. He moves up to 4th. The Simo has Dangerfield right behind him. Plenty of dueling going on. The rest of the field further down, spread out. The Hungry Hippo, I think he's taken that drive-through penalty now. And Blinky has a penalty as well. 3 seconds. First of the lead drivers to pick one up. So here they come now through Puom. 250, 270 k's on exit there. Great corner, one of the great corners on the track, or one on the calendar for the season. And again, look how close Blinky is. He wants a piece of that Mercedes. He's in the tow. I think Pump Mastiff knows exactly where to position the car, or does he? The Alfa Romeo goes through on the inside, and he'll be having a look at his teammate before they get to the bus stop. Second place, we're back to Alpha. 1-2. Alfa Romeo, that is. The Big Sheesh there. Just having to hold quarter for the time being. Couldn't quite make a move. And look at this train of cars forming. It's the top 7 there. Through La Source now. Mercedes 3rd. Big Sheesh there 4th. He doesn't sit still too long, as we've seen. Through Eau Rouge we go once more. Oh, and Pump Mastiff had to get out of it. Had to go across at the crest. That'll probably be a warning from the stewards and one step closer to a time penalty. Back into Les Combes. This is Malmedy. And they'll just come down the hill and continue downhill through the right-hander Rivage as the track comes back on itself. Flick left, or just not a tricky little corner. Can catch you out. Can bite you if you get it wrong. Big Sheesh. Poking his nose up the inside there through Puom. Not a place to overtake. Pump Mastiff now. To know who to look at. If they keep dueling this way though, it'll be good news for Maud up front. He's broken away a little bit from his teammate who harbours that 3-second time penalty. And the Simo starting to chime in as well. Oh, Big Sheesh, he might be looking for a move here. Forces the Mercedes into defence mode, but goes up the inside. Oh, he's gone way too deep, surely. Oh, and just got on the skids hard and sent Blinky. Basically dragged Blinky along with him. There's cars all over the track now. The Simo looks to strike, takes advantage. Bambi's dropping back. Oh, that was controversial. Just got on the skids so hard, did the Big Sheesh. Might have had all 4 wheels locked. Amazing he didn't fly off the other side of the bus stop. By the way, now he's got his eyes firmly fixed on Pump Mastiff, and with DRS should just breeze past into second place. Does so. And you can see just behind there, Blinky really harassing Pump Mastiff now as well. And he's going to go up the inside. Oh, geez, big dive. Holds onto it. I'll pay that. Looked like it was clean enough. And pulled it up, leaving a bit of room on the outside for the Mercedes. But something might get said about that later. Who knows? Mort first, Big Sheesh splitting the Alfa Romeos. Blinky finds third once more. Pump Mastiff fourth. Simo just behind him. Bambi losing out during all those battles earlier. He finds himself in... Oh, and there's the Blinky. He gets it all wrong into the fence. Front wing comes off. He's kept all four wheels on. He needs to gather it up and get going. But he's going to have to come into the pits and get that damage seen to. Oh, it can be a tricky one there. The curve. Paul Frere, I think it is. Catching out another driver. It's easy to get caught out there. Unfortunately, it's claimed Blinky. So he'll have to come into the pits. I mean, he may have had to... He's just sort of outside that soft tyre window. Oh, actually, I'm not sure how long those soft tyres go for. Let's see what he opts for here. The Alfa Romeo driver will stay with him. Williams there as well in the pits. That was good to see behind him there. Wasn't expecting that. Blinky serves his penalty. Unfortunately, that will drop him dead last. It was, I think it was... Who was in front of him? Maybe it was the Humble Hippo in the pits there. Maybe I've lost the plot and there was no one in the pits. Sneaky bonus runner jumping into the race. Tin cracked, round 2. Now we'll go back to our leader, who currently holds a 3-second gap over the Big Sheesh. And he still has Pump Mastiff and the Simo just behind. So, with that 3-second gap, 10 laps and a bit to go. There's the Big Sheesh locking up again. Those tyres will be in all sorts if he keeps that up. But if Mort in the lead can take those tyres to the end, he'll be looking okay at this stage. There's still plenty of time for anything to happen at the moment. And Pump Mastiff, the Simo and Bambi will have something to say about it if they get the opportunity. We've got Cousin Jason riding Still the Shiz down to Eau Rouge. You get the DRS. Will he get there before Les Combes? He's going to have a look up. And Still the Shiz. Always the clean racer, Still the Shiz. Can't doubt his sportsmanship. Leaves plenty of room for Cousin Jason. Drops down to 7th. Having a pretty solid run. Go back up to the battle for 3rd place. We can. And there's the Simo in the midst of it all. And SD Big Sheesh in 2nd. It's just broken away from this little pack now. On lap 13. Another battle happening further down the field for the last 2 points paying positions. The racing points of Ninja Penguin and the Dark Knight. Let's have a look at these two. Oh, one goes very wide out. That'll be that corner where Blinky bit the fence. Or should I say the fence bit him. And Dark Knight's just dropped back now to try and get within that 1 second gap if he wants the benefit of DRS heading down to Lacom, which someone like the Simo should benefit from here if he can just stay close enough through Eau Rouge. Oh, he's very close. The number 15 Ferrari harassing that Mercedes, has to go very wide, but streaks past. A good 300 out from the corner. And that sees the Simo go up onto the podium. With 8 laps to go. What can Bambi say about Pump Mastiff in front of him? Oh, that's a big lock-up. Easy to do on that corner. Front right always gets well and truly unloaded. And we've got to look at the brake pedal and it'll lock. As we ride with the Simo. In his pursuit of the Big Sheesh, and he is closing in pretty well. I don't know what's going on. The Big Sheesh seems to be struggling. He had all the pace in the world at the start and just before. I thought he was just going to cruise up to the back of Morty. He is closing the gap to the leader, but just like that, the Simo on the same tyres, same amount of laps old, has just pulled right up to the back of the Williams. And he's going to have something to say about that second place very shortly. I'm going to stick with these two at the moment, but Blinky there out of Blanchemont's looking to make a move down into the bus stop. To the inside, tucks back in. The AlphaTauri goes wide. Blinky cuts back. Very close. Last source could be the place for him. He's already moved to the outside. Oh, has he gone deep? He's gone well deep, and the AlphaTauri takes it back. So they'll have to go at it once more. Down to Eau Rouge. Blinky looking to make up some places after that earlier mishap. He's looking nice and close up through Eau Rouge now. We've got a back mark. Oh no, it's Damo in 11th, just up ahead. Blinky moves straight past. That DRS so strong down the straight there. Really not a big fan of the DRS when they just breeze past like that. I mean, there's no challenge in it. I think some... Oh, this could be tight. Throws it up the inside through Rivage. Takes another spot, Blinky. Goes from 13th to 11th in the matter of a few corners. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, when the DRS just allows another driver to just fly past. I mean, for anyone who watched Formula 1 before the days of DRS, you know, an overtake, you were overtaking someone, you were side by side with them in the corner at most. Maybe had your nose in front. To see a car overtake and be almost a car length ahead come the corner, it just reeks of lapping another car. It's not racing. I think some of these DRS zones need to be shortened. We see it in F1 in the real world. It's not racing, it's just a easy kill. No challenge to it. Anyone could do it. I think some of those DRS zones just need to be shortened up a tad. But that's my moan for the day. As we look down on the race leader, he's got 6 and a bit laps to go as we see him lock up through the aforementioned easy lock-up zone of Rivage. Doing his best to keep it nice and tidy. Try and hold on to that lead. Doing a pretty solid job on those tyres. Further down the field, we got Damo about to make a move on Humble Hippo. They're pretty close, these two. But Damo takes it. Ooh, Humble Hippo fights back here. Gets a good run out of this Malmedy. Gets the big skids on. Damo, can he hold the position? Takes the line back. Should just tuck back in front and hold it. Or are we going to see a move into Puon? This would be something you don't see every day. There he goes. They both go wide. Just a touch. But gets the job done. There's the penalty situation. The man we're looking at leading the way with 11 seconds worth. But a bit of entertaining driving nonetheless. Here comes the big sheesh through Eau Rouge. There's Simo, number 15 Ferrari. Just the little gap to Pump Mastiff behind, who will have DRS of his own luckily, otherwise Bambi would be looking to streak past him. So I sense we've got a little case of the old DRS trainage going on. None of these guys able to break it at the moment. If anyone's going to do it, I think it needs to come from the Simo. Needs to pull a move on the big sheesh. As long as they're all battling, it's good news. 4. Well, look at these two. Here's Humble Hippo and the Dark Knight up through Eau Rouge, nose to tail. All over the place. Humble Hippo should streak past, moves to the inside, goes past the Dark Knight. We can't quite see him. There he is, fights back on the outside, but eventually has to submit. Oh, and gets it really out of shape. Almost submitted it to the fence. Easy to do in that spot as well. Meanwhile, the prior battle we were looking at makes its way through Blanchimont to the bus stop chicane. The final 2 corners of the lap. 19 corners in total. The Spa-Francorchamps circuit. And this is the first of them, La Source. The hairpin, about 80 kilometres an hour, before making your way downhill to one of the most famous corners on the F1 calendar, Eau Rouge. Up into Radillon down the Kemmel Straight towards Les Combes. Pokes out now the Simo. Not close enough. It's just a little... Oh, he's out of shape and off onto the grass. Does he keep it off the fence? He does just. But that's cost him a podium position now as he drops back to 5th. Gives the big sheesh a bit of breathing room. Only for a second though. I think Pump Mastiff's going to be the next one to move up. The next challenger in the queue. And he begins to court the gearbox of the big sheesh straight away. I think once they get into that next DRS zone. So lap 18 of 22. It's Morton the lead. That gap, 3.5 seconds now. We've got something going on down. Oh, there it is, a racing point going sideways through Les Combes. Loses out in that battle with, I think it was the Humble Hippo and Damo. Just managed to catch him, putting on a bit of rally action. And he's got a bit of a way to go now, minus some of that front wing. He's going to have to pop in the pits and get that sorted ASAP. Speaking of getting it sorted ASAP, Pump Mastiff's going to want to take the big sheesh as quickly as possible. Can he make those hard tyres work better than the mediums of the big sheesh? Are they coming to the end of their lifespan? Maybe not. So, rear wing pops open. The gap about 7/10. And we'll watch that drop to about 3.5, 4/10 by the time they reach Les Combes. So that's about how close you need to be. Locks up through Rivage. How badly is Pump Mastiff going to want that position? Worth noting too, the Simo drops to 5th, but Bambi does have 6 seconds worth of penalties. The 6 seconds will get added onto his time at the end of the race. we watch battle after battle down the field, it's Mort just quietly going about his business. You sort of wonder what could have been for his teammate Blinky down there in 10th. Now just running on, hoping for a point or two. With 6 seconds, were the penalties up his sleeve as well. What could have been if he didn't have to double stack during that safety car period? Who knows? It's all fish and chip paper now, though, unfortunately, for the second of the Alfa Romeo drivers. We're right on board with Pump Mastiff making his way through Eau Rouge. He's looked pacey through there all day. Of all the drivers that we've been watching, he seems to be the one carrying the most speed through there. He's got it on rails. As a result, gets really close to the back of the Big Sheesh that time. How bad's he going to want second? Will he settle for third and the final podium spot? Or does he want to stand one step higher come the conclusion of the race? Bambi there in fourth, just can't quite seem to make an impression on him. Simo's dropped off. I think he knows which side his bread's buttered. We've got a Alpha Tauri in the pits down there. I think it's the Humble Hippo. It would have to be the Humble Hippo. Dangerfield no longer with us. Pump Mastiff, though, just not quite able to really get close and threaten or apply any pressure to the Big Sheesh. This is a spot where he needs to make up the time. You really want to be about half a second behind if he's to consider a move. And as I say that, he goes to about 4/10. Is this the lap? Is this his time to take that second spot? Look how close he is. Just poking his nose out there, saying, here I am, watch yourself, Big Sheesh. Closes into the slipstream now. This will be it. Will the Big Sheesh move to defend? He does not. And Pump Mastiff just goes pie in a breeze. And that's second spot. As easy as you like. So those tyres of the Big Sheesh might be in all sorts at the moment. And we have pretty much got a lap and 1/2 to go. And with a 2.5 second lead. Oh, and the Big Sheesh has picked up a penalty there as well. So that'll pretty much sew up the first two podium positions. Should Mort and Pump Mastiff be able to just keep it on the tarmac. I think the Big Sheesh is going to fight him too hard. Will Bambi maybe consider a move? As we look up ahead to Mort. Time in his pocket. The hard tyres appear to have been the better choice. As Pump Mastiff has shown us, moving into third there. Pretty big effort though from the Big Sheesh if that is the case. Bambi there in fourth, but he's got 6 seconds worth of penalties, so it should be, actually, it should be interesting now. Can the Simo still pick up a podium place? He would be roughly 3.5 seconds behind the Big Sheesh. Needs it to be 3 or less behind the Big Sheesh if he's going to snatch that podium position. I wonder if he knows. As I say that, the gap goes out a little bit. And actually the Big Sheesh is suddenly on the back of Pump Mastiff once more. This could be interesting. If they battle a bit, if they duel a bit, cost each other some time. It's ironic to think that by trying to overtake Pump Mastiff, it could actually cost him the podium position back to the Simo. incredible turn of events, but the Simo really doesn't appear to be making any impression on them. Those medium tyres, they just might be cooked. Bambi now right behind the big sheesh. 1 minute he's attacking, then it's defence, attack, defence. These tyres are all over the shop. The gap back to Simo, I think it's 3.1 now. Oh, this could be close for the Simo. And trying to pick up a podium spot. I wonder if he knows he's still in the fight for that podium spot. Checkered flag goes to Mort. Pump Mastiff comes over the line. Big Sheesh grabs third. Bambi fourth. The Simo doesn't quite get there by 3/10. Misses out on the podium. That was a close little finish all the way to the end. Cousin Jason comes over the line for 6th. Still the Shiz, solid showing today in 7th. That's a good race from him. Tactics over the line. We didn't see much of the second Williams today, and Blinky left wondering what may have been. Oh, Ninja Penguin just at the death, giving us a few donuts. He knows he's got plenty of time to get it done. And a classy little finish from the Racing Point driver to round out the points positions. But there's your winner, Mort, in the Alfa Romeo. Just drove a solid race all day. May not realise it, but I think he won it in the first 4 laps just by keeping Blinky behind. And when Hawks departed, bringing out the safety car, forcing Blinky to double stack, that essentially sealed Mort's fate in a positive way. Kept it on track the rest of the day, while the others duelled behind him, and took down 25 points. Unsurprisingly, driver of the day goes to the Big Sheesh, making up, 14 places throughout the race. Fantastic effort. Again, another driver who pretty much sealed his fate in those first few laps, having made up so many places, and then the safety car allowing him to close up to the cars in front and go from there. Gave it a good crack on the medium tyres. Another what-if situation, had he taken on the hards? How much more could he have competed with Mort? But all ifs and buts for the time being, but there's the actual result. Mort in the 25 points. Pump Mastiff second, Big Sheesh third. Simo just missing out on the podium by 3/10. Bambi 5th. Cousin Jason 6th. Still the Shiz 7th. As I said, a solid drive from him today. Tactics 8th. Blinky 9th. And Ninja Penguin rounding out the points, literally rounding it out with some of that donut action. And fastest lap went to Blinky. So that'll be all from us here at the PS4 Australia New Zealand Open Wheel Division 1 Championship. We thank you for your company wherever you have joined us from tonight, and we look forward to seeing you with us next time. For now, I'm Mike Wilson. It's bye for now.